Stangibelisco here. If you use the internet much for searching, like looking for information on various things, you've no doubt noticed the proliferation of pop-ups that seem to be designed to get around the pop-up blockers that web browsers offer. Kind of a I was going to say a cat and mouse game, but I was afraid TriteScan would go crazy. So I switched it off. So I'll call it a cat and mouse game. The cat and mouse game of Exasperware. Exasperware simply meaning that it's exasperating to the person who has to deal with it. It's kind of like having garbage thrown at you constantly and having to deflect it. Deflect flack out of the way in order to see what's really there that you want to see. I've noticed this on internet searches, particularly for information, that a pop-up will occur and it'll usually obscure the page I want to see. Sometimes there's a little X or a little no thanks, and I can click on that and it'll go away, presumably, without putting any malware on my computer, which I have no idea that it's doing. Computer meaning iPad. I figure the iPad is wasteable. I can just take it in to Best Buy and have it reset or something like that if it gets too wrecked up. But it's an old iPad and it's outlived its useful life anyway. I don't expose my vital computers to the internet at all, and even the ones that I do expose to the internet, I don't search for information using those. I search for information and things like that on a computer that I consider sacrificable. And of course, some of the Exasperware that I get now, and I'm sure that you've noticed this too, and maybe have thought about ways to deal with it. I'm not sure what those ways might be, but the cat just has to get smarter, and so the mouse will get smarter too. Which is the cat and which is the mouse? And that's open to debate. But there's no debate that Exasperware is a fitting name, at least for me. And I actually Googled on Exasperware to see whether there was such a term, because I didn't want to steal anybody's thunder. There would have gone TriteScan again. But no, as of this video, no such term exists. I suggest one of you guys who wants to steal from me, go ahead and do it. It's free for the taking. Exasperware, as far as I know, that word is free for the taking. I think it perfectly applies. Also, the massive proliferation of junk email, both on my Gmail and Hotmail accounts, and I commend Gmail or Google and Hotmail, which I guess is Microsoft, in their effectiveness in determining what is spam and what is not. They're almost always correct. I think the other day I got 94 messages in my spam box. That was just one day. And Exasperware, what do you do about it? Well, there's one thing I'm doing about it, and that's using the internet less and less for information searches. And what do I use more and more? Well, we have a public library here in the Black Holes of Dakota Territory. In fact, we have several. And some of them have encyclopedias. Encyclopedias printed on paper. And they don't deliver Exasperware to me. So what if they were printed in 1956? So what? So what if I get old information? I'm an old man. So what? This is the kind of thing that makes me dream about living by a stream in Alaska, where I can have my own wood stove and all the water I need, all the heat and running water, literally running water. Figure out some way to get power from that stream, at least enough to pump water up to the toilet so I can poop without having to scoop. and oh, gross. And salmon, full of salmon, a stream full of salmon, and all this other stuff. And then I have to go to the doctor, and the nearest doctor is 500 miles away by dog sled. Well, you know, nine out of 10 times when I go to the doctor, turns out I didn't need to. It's that one time out of 10, but Exasperware! How do you get away from it? How do you dig yourself into a hole and get away from Exasperware? I'm afraid it's here to stay. Today's modern technological society just gets more and more complicated. The more conveniences we get, the more inconvenient our lives become. And so it goes. I guess. Do I dare leave comments open? Oh, why not? Geez, the worst thing you can do is shoot me through. You can shoot me a piece of Exasperware and see what happens. Stan Gibilisco signing off until I issue the next piece of Exasperware to you. So long.